Buongiorno. So this is my second real morning in Italy. Yesterday was my first morning in Italy and I was in Florence. Buongiorno from Firenze. I'm in Florence, Italy, and I traveled 24 hours over the last 2 days to get here, and I arrived last night about 6:30. I'm actually staying in a convent that is very close to the train station, and I'm leaving today to go to Arezzo, which is just south of Florence, and I'm meeting with one of my instructors there, and we'll go to a museum and spend a little bit of time together, so I'm pretty excited about that. So I went to the Central Market this morning. I got my meat and cheese for my train ride, so I have a snack, and I also have breakfast there, and I did have a cafe latte standing at the bar, which is what the locals do. And so one of the local delicacies here in Florence is this, I think it's called tripe. It's a tripe sandwich, which is like the fifth stomach of the cow or something. Well, I could tell by the texture of the meat that I wasn't going to be able to eat that at all, because it just looked kind of slimy, and I didn't I really didn't think I could stomach it, no pun intended. But I elected to have, I think it was called a biotti, just a beef sandwich. So it was local Florentine beef. It was stewed, it was cooked in a broth, but it was actually like a chunk of like steak. And anyway, then it was sliced and put on a sandwich, and they serve it on like an Italian roll, so it's really crisp on the very hard bread. But they cut the roll in half and they put the meat, and then they use some kind of almost like a pesto sauce, and then a hot pepper sauce over that. And then they actually take the top of the sandwich that's very crisp and dry, and they dip it down in the sauce or the broth that they cook the meat in, and then that's how they make the sandwich. I arrived in Florence at about 4:30, which was fine time-wise, and I took the tram from the Florence airport to the main train station, so Santa Maria Novella. It really was perfect in terms of riding the tram. I got my ticket validated. That's super important when you're in Italy. So if you buy a train ticket at the station, you have to then turn around and get the ticket validated, just to kind of prove that you bought the ticket and you're getting on the train. And if they do stop you to see your ticket and your ticket hasn't been validated, then you can be fined for that. And I think that goes the same for buses as well. So made it to the city center or the train station, and promptly could not find my hotel. It seemed like, forever. Plus I had my baggage. I'd been up for 24 hours. I was tired. I was hungry, all of the things. Anyway, after wandering around, and then the funny thing was, I literally had been passing the street. So I had just been walking in circles, because Google Maps, it's like it couldn't figure out where I was and what direction I was heading. And so it just kept, every time I looked at it, the little arrow was kind of turning around. But it worked out well, because I was like, praying to myself. And I looked up and I saw this hotel, and I don't even remember what it was called, but it had pink, like neon behind the letters, and looked like a decent place. And I decided I was going to go in there, went in that hotel, and this nice lady at the front desk spoke English. And I said, I am lost. Could you please help me? If she would be willing to call me a taxi. I did finally find the hotel. And the taxi driver was very kind. He actually, once we found the building, and the signage wasn't very large. And so there was somebody walking along the street, and the taxi driver actually called out to them. And the person actually went to the doorway and read the sign. And we decided, okay, this must be the place. So he put his flashers on, got out, actually rang the bell and spoke to somebody. And it was actually one door back. But at that point, a nun poked her head out of the door, and we knew at that point, where I was and that I was in the right place. It was definitely an adventure. It was a challenging and frustrating experiencing, kind of circling. But the funny thing was, yesterday morning when I got up and I wanted to go to the Mercato Centrale and have my breakfast. Good morning. I am at the Mercato Centrale in Florence. All kinds of amazing things going on this morning, and super excited to be here. The good thing is, I feel like now when I go back to Florence on Monday, it's going to be very easy to navigate that part of the city. Like, I'm going to know how to get back to the train station to go to the airport 3 days later, and I have a complete lay of the land. Yeah. Yesterday when I arrived here, my train ride was seamless. I got to the train station early. I actually was able to converse with a nice gentleman beside of me who was from Venice, and he actually helped me make sure that I got off at Arezzo. And then I arrived in Arezzo yesterday. Hi, take a walk with me. We're in the city of Arezzo in Italy, in Tuscany, and it's really beautiful here. That tree is growing on top of the building, but the sun is setting. It's just about 4:30. Buonasera. And it's just lovely. There's so many neat things. Just taking a walk down a side street. They're getting ready for the Christmas market. And so it's just stunning. Really is stunning. There's a beautiful antique shop right there. Let's look in the window there. Look at this. They have jewelry and fine antiques, it looks like. Lovely. And then here, ooh, this looks like they have Chianti, they have biscotti, they have all kinds of wonderful goodies in here. And they're starting, look at all the cute Christmas decorations. It's so nice. Oh, I remember this place from the last time. This is a little bodega. So they have some, actually I bought spices in there before. It's a really cute place. Let's go in. This is what I bought before. These nice spices. Okay, so let's go in. Look at all the meats and cheeses. Oh my word. Buonasera. Buonasera. My goodness, look at this amazing place. What a grocery store. I will actually be here only 3 more days, but then I go back to Florence. But it's been wonderful. So today I'm going to an art supply store that's near a church with fresco. I really want to go back to a place that's across from the Duomo at the top of the hill. And this is a different Duomo than the one in Florence. This Duomo, this church, is still very beautiful and special in its own right. So I definitely look forward to going back there. And then across from the Duomo is where this is the whole reason I planned this trip. It's to go back and see the beautiful decorative painting and fresco that's in the residence that's just across from the Duomo. It's going to be a fun day. And I am going to film another video today about my capsule wardrobe that I brought with me. So I have 9 or 10 pieces with me, and I'm wearing, let's see, let me stand up for you. So this is my outfit of the day. I am wearing burgundy pants And then this, you may remember, is my reversible Chico's top. So it's black and burgundy striped on one side and then a really narrow black and burgundy stripe on the other. And I brought black knee-high boots with me, and they're waterproof. When I'm in Paris at the end of next week, it's supposed to rain. And it is actually supposed to rain here on Sunday and possibly Monday. So I definitely wanted to have waterproof shoes. I did bring a pair of Adidas just tennis shoes with me, but they pack very flat because they're squishy and compact. And then I did bring a pair of ballet flats that I have used as house slippers. And so I'm bringing all natural fibers with me and things that don't attract odors, so that if I have to wear something a second time, I can. Anyway, well, thanks for listening to video vlog of my travels, and stay tuned. There's a whole lot more. Bye for now.